Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where Zetavo soybeans are transforming the approach to soybean seed decision-making with trailblazing innovation and quality without compromise. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg reporting. Under bright sunshine, we've got 72 degrees on the barn thermometer. Another beautiful day as we start the month of August. A couple quick calendar reminders. Ritchie Brothers is having a large auction coming up tomorrow. Visit rbauction.com for complete details and listen on Friday as we'll be broadcasting from the State Fair thanks to Kalmbach Feeds. Then the local Ag Connection County Fair Tour. Next stop is on Monday the 10th with their third check presentation this season going to the Champaign County Junior Fair. Let's check in now with Joe Everett as he has an update on USDA's land values and cash rent survey.
The USDA recently took its annual look at land values and cash rents. Lance Honig of the National Agricultural Statistics Service talked about the land values report that came out last Friday.
The sixth consecutive year of increasing values across the board, but maybe a bit of a slowing in terms of that increase. We saw a little bit of a slowdown in those increases last year, a little bit. We're talking about three major categories, all land and buildings, cropland, and pasture. And again, increases across the board on all three categories, a little bit slower than what we've seen in some of the recent years.
Cash rents are similar to a year ago.
Taking a look at the cash rents, what we're talking about here is the average cash rent rate that was paid by producers for land that they rented on their operations. And there we saw pretty slow changes happening there. In fact, very similar to what we saw last year. Last year's values were very similar to what we saw the year before. And so this is really two consecutive years of pretty steady cash rental rates. Looking at cropland down just $1 an acre from last year. That sits at $160 per acre on average. Irrigated cropland rates unchanged from last year. Non-irrigated cropland rates down $1. Actually did see an increase in the average pasture cash rental rates, up $1 an acre to $16.50 per acre.
Again, that's Lance Honig with the National Agriculture Statistics Service. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Joe Everett reporting.
Thanks, Joe. It's time now to take a look at that Wednesday weather forecast and this weather update brought to us by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company.
Dry here for the balance of your Wednesday, but we're a little bit damp to finish the week. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick Ohio forecast update for you. We're watching a frontal boundary come together through the day today, farther west and north, but we're still not looking at it throwing any action into Ohio yet today. Now, there is some moisture down to the south moving through eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, West Virginia. That may back into southern parts of Ohio late this afternoon and evening. But tomorrow and Friday, on again, off again, showers all the way through. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
What's better than getting the trusted farm news you count on from Ohio's Country Journal? Having a chance to win a brand new Arctic Ultra Tough cooler. The Ohio's Country Journal sweepstakes are back. Subscribe or renew your subscription today, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of two 45-quart Arctic Ultra Tough coolers. Just visit ocj.com/renew for official rules and to complete your subscription or renewal for your chance to win. Ohio's Country Journal, your source for Ohio farm news.
Taking a quick look at activities going on at the Ohio State Fair this afternoon, the All Breeds Dairy Showmanship takes place at 1 o'clock in Cooper Arena. Also, there will be a draft horse team cart and unicorn class. The Junior Barrow Showmanship will start at 3 o'clock today. There is also a dairy 4-H judging clinic at 4. The Junior Market Rabbit Show takes place, and tonight the Junior Barrow Showmanship Finals will be happening. Well, fertilizer prices making agricultural headlines as prices have fallen in the last week of July. As UAN 32 leads significant drops as we go into the month of August now, the average price of 3 fertilizers dropped significantly compared to where they were a month ago. These fertilizer prices being tracked by DTN. The price of UAN 32 dropped by 14% month over month to an average price of $459 a ton. UAN 32's price dropped by 8% compared to where it was a year ago. Now UAN 28's average price fell by 8% month over month to $464 a ton. That average price was 11% higher than it was 1 year ago. Anhydrous prices dropped 7% to $960 a ton after falling under that $1,000 a ton for the first time since the third week of March in recent weeks. Urea also fell by 4% to $686 a ton, 2 weeks after falling below the $700 a ton mark for the first time in 17 weeks. prices. Let's turn our attention now to the markets in Chicago, and today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company in Upper Sandusky. Opening to receive soybeans starting September 1st, Ohio farmers plan to get your RFID tag the week of August 24th from 8 to 5. For more information, you can call them at 419-731-7100. Well, corn futures are extending losses for the second straight day following good rain and the forecast for mostly warm and wet the first half of August in the outlook for the Corn Belt. Soybeans for November are also down again, hovering right around that 100-day moving average early today. Soybean products are also modestly lower to start, and wheat markets have stabilized a bit early today, taking the lead from the Paris milling wheat contracts and rising. Now on the Chicago board, we currently find September corn down 4 1/4 cents at $4.38 a bushel. August soybeans are down 3 1/4 at $11.51 3/4 cents, and wheat for September up 12 1/4 at $6.50 3/4 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.